Hi, my name's Wayne and I'm a Digital Classroom Officer with the New South Wales Department of Education. Welcome to today's video where we're going to be learning how to use our Promethean MLDs. MLD stands for Main Learning Displays. Now on these do have some inbuilt features. We're going to try to avoid using those inbuilt features today, and I want to draw your attention today to the HP or Dell Minis that sit generally on the back of the computer. So these are a mini PC. Generally, they will be located on the left-hand side around here, but this one is located off to the right. First things first, you need to switch on your board and switch on your PC. Your HP Mini will generally come with a wireless keyboard and mouse. These should be stored in your lectern, generally in one of the drawers to stop them walking about. If you get a no signal just like this, you probably need to check the HDMI port. So I've come down and I've pressed my ports button, and you can see that we've got HDMI 1 and HDMI 3. HDMI 1 is the PC Mini that's along here, and HDMI 3 is the actual operating software itself. So while this computer's loading, let's have a look at the operating system of this Promethean board. This runs with an Android system, so if you've got an Android phone, a similar background system to that. The reason that we ask teachers not to use this system is because this system is actually very, very insecure. It's not password protected. As you can see, you can download lots of apps. For example, if you were signed into Chrome under your teacher account, all of your website browsing is whitelisted and monitored. That means that any student could come in, open up Chrome, log on, search for something inappropriate, and it goes under your digital footprint. So you need to make sure that you're not signed in on any of these devices, and if you do sign in, you sign out immediately after. The same goes for any of the other apps that you might choose to download from the App Store or that you've got stored in your lockup. Think things like your G Suite, your Office 365 account, anything like that where you have a login, it stays logged in under your name and it's not password protected. For this reason, that's why we ask you to select your port, and come back to your HDMI source, which in this case is our PC Mini. Okay, as you can see, we've signed into the device and we're ready to go. If you want a quick whiteboard function, again, try not to use the operating system in here. We want to stay in our Windows 10 environment. Down here is a little application. So when you've got your touch enabled on this device, you should have a little pen with a squiggle line behind it, and this is called Ink. And what we can do is it brings up a couple of different options for us. Now, the two ones that are most effective for teachers are Sketchpad, which can be used essentially as a whiteboard, and Snip and Sketch if you want to take a screenshot of something and then annotate over the top. Both of these get saved to the device and you can export them to wherever it is that you export your photos. Here's Sketchpad, very, very simple to use. If we come down here, select our eraser and erase all ink. Okay, so if you're like this and you're trying to get the pens to work and you can't get it to work like we just were, up the top here, you've got Draw with Touch, and all of a sudden that enables you to draw with touch. This whiteboard feature is very, very simple. It's just designed to be used as you would use an analog whiteboard in your classroom. Lots of pen sizes, pencils, erasers. You've got a ruler. If you want to get rid of it, you can tap the ruler as well. To export all of these, you can click Save to Files, or you can share the file from there. There are some other online whiteboard features that you might prefer to use as well. Using a modern web browser like Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, or Edge, you can access these through our enterprise agreement software. There are two online whiteboards that work with your Department of Education login. One is with the G Suite using the application Keep, and the other one is in Office 365 using the whiteboard tool. Yep. Okay, so this is our staff portal, something you should all be familiar with. We've got the Office 365 app and the G Suite app along here. If you're not familiar with having these tiles on your staff portal, please jump onto the ET4L website and have a look at the Getting Started with Office 365 or the Getting Started with G Suite Teacher Professional Learning sessions. Here's the G Suite here. If we scroll down to Google Keep and open that up, we've got lots and lots of options to start taking notes in here. Now, as you can see, I've got a couple of different notes saved in here. If Like me, you're signed into Google Chrome, you'll end up with 2 different accounts, and you've always got to make sure that you've got your New South Wales education account. To change that over, simply swap it over and your other account will be listed down here. To start a new note, we can come up here, we can start a checkbox, we can start typing on a note, or we can come down and use the whiteboard feature down here. So if I tap on that, once again, it's a very, very simple whiteboard feature, just designed to be used in a similar way to an analog whiteboard. You've got different pen features down here, different textures and a highlighter. One of the best things about Google Keep that I like is the fact that we've got different lines that can come down here. So if you're in a primary setting and you want to teach handwriting, you can still be doing your modelled writing from up on here, even with dots for students to come up and trace within the line. Okay, so in Google Keep, we can use lots and lots of our different tools. They're great to use. I'll let you have an explore of these with yourself. If you wanted to share this drawing, what we actually need to do in G Suite is to go back to our main page, and we've got lots and lots of collaboration features down here. So in Google Keep, if you wanted to have a collaborative list, you come down to the person with the plus, bring it up here, and you type in the person's email address in here. Remember, when you're operating in the G Suite, you need to use the suffix @education.nsw.gov.au. Once you've shared your document with different people, there are a couple of different things that you can do. You can actually add in some due dates on these. This is great when you're working with students in a collaborative learning task, or when you're collaborating with colleagues online and you want to make sure things get done on time. This is a great place to organize information to do that. You can also change the color of your notes, add in any additional photos. Now you can upload these from the device, or you can add those in through a web search as well, and you can save it onto your shared drive. This is the landing page for the Office 365 suite. You can see that I've used the whiteboard feature before, but if you haven't used this online whiteboard feature before, you'll have to come up to your waffle menu up the top here, the 9 dots, and come down here. Again, you can see mine there. If your application isn't showing there, or you want to access any of the additional apps within the Office 365 suite, you just click on All Apps and come down and scroll until you get to Whiteboard, and that should open up in a new tab for you. Once again, it's a very, very simple tool for you to use. You can see a couple of my whiteboards have come through here. To get started on a new one, simply click plus. And when that loads, once again, you can see a couple of the different tools up the top here, as well as a text feature and a sticky note feature. I will let you know, the sticky note features, you think that you have to move them around like that, they can be very, very temperamental in this whiteboard. However, if you are very au fait with the Office 365 suite, and if this is your preferred tool, by all means, jump on board and use this. Just like in the G Suite, all of our documents, we're able to collaborate. So we tap up here on the share button and we can turn this share link on. We can copy that link and share it around. It's a great way if your students are using Office 365 to be able to share their work with you and vice versa. Or you might like to share your whiteboard thinking with your colleagues. Thanks so much for watching the video today. I hope that you've learned something new about how to use the whiteboard features on your Promethean MLD. My name's Wayne Forbes. I'm a Digital Classroom Officer with the New South Wales Department of Education. If you'd like to get in contact with me, you can always email me at foundations.tfarrell@det.nsw.edu.au, or you can find me on Twitter under the handle @ErgoWayne. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.